All right, hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Jason and I'm hanging out with Maya as always. Today we've got a bunch of words that, honestly, even native speakers get wrong all the time. Like it's not just English learners. You ever get tripped up by affect and effect, Maya?
Oh, totally. I mean, for the longest time, I'd second guess myself. Did that movie affect me, or did it have a big effect on me? The two just, I don't know, kind of blur together, right? But for the record, effect is usually the action. Their advice really affected me. And effect is like the result, so the effect was surprising. Simple, but easy to mess up.
Yeah, and then there's compliment versus compliment. Like, hey, nice shirt. That's a compliment with an I. But when your tie goes well with your shirt, your tie complements it with an E. I always thought those words were like just alternate spellings at first. Embarrassing, but true.
Makes sense, though. And you know what always gets people? Literally versus figuratively. People say, I literally died laughing, when obviously, unless we're talking about ghosts here, they mean figuratively. I catch myself saying it all the time, and then I cringe.
Oh, same. Actually, quick story. I was at a finance seminar once, and I used the word ironic totally wrong. I said, it's so ironic how everyone saves money but ends up broke. And a woman in the back, right away corrects me. She goes, I think you mean unfortunate. I wanted to disappear, but hey, at least I never forgot the difference after that.
I love that. And I feel like clear, real-life examples, that's how these things actually stick. Otherwise, it's just more grammar rules floating around in your head. Like if you hear, the weather affected my mood, versus the weather had an effect on my mood, you can actually picture the difference.
Yeah, and honestly, don't feel bad if you mix these up. Native speakers do too. But knowing when to use each one, huge difference for sounding natural. Okay, what's next?
So, workplace English is like its own special obstacle course, right? I've totally sent an email with stationery supplies instead of stationary supplies. My coworker goes, Maya, do you mean unmoving pencils? It was, a little embarrassing, but kind of funny.
That kills me. Okay, let's break that down for everyone. Stationary with an A means not moving. And stationary with an E is like pens, paper, all the office stuff. I still mix those up sometimes in texts, I'll admit it.
Same. And then there's principal versus principal, which, gets real in work emails. Principal with an A can be the boss at a school, or the main amount of money in finance. But principal with an E is a rule or a value, like it's the principle of the thing. Easy to swap by accident. 8.
Or when people say, irregardless. I used to say that, but it's actually just regardless. Like, irregardless is kind of a made-up word. I mean, people will understand you, but in the workplace, sticking to regardless just, keeps things polished.
These tiny mix-ups, they might feel small, but they really affect how professional your emails or presentations sound. Sometimes it's the difference between someone taking you seriously or...
Exactly. So my tip? Slow down before you send that message. Read it out loud if you can. Sometimes you hear mistakes your eyes miss. Or honestly, ask a friend if you're not sure. Kinda like spell check, but for word choice.
All right, let's switch gears and get a little hands-on. One thing people trip on is the word pronunciation, not pronunciation. There's no extra noun in there. I catch myself adding that extra syllable too often.
Yeah, me too. And then there's the old who versus whom dilemma. Quick test for anyone listening. Who made the cake? Versus to whom should I send the invite? Most of us just say who all the time in casual talk, but it's fun to know the difference.
And don't get me started on fewer and less. Like, fewer people. You use it when you can count the things. Less money because, you can't count every tiny bit of money separately. That's the basic idea anyway.
Should we do some quick role play? Watch this, I'll intentionally mess up. There was less people at the party than last time. Oof. Now, Maya, can you fix that?
Haha, absolutely. There were fewer people at the party than last time. Easy fix. Or here's one. I don't know who to trust. Technically, it's whom to trust, but in real life, you hardly ever hear that outside of, like, a grammar class.
True. Hey, let's challenge our listeners. Here's a sentence. Please bring stationery for the meeting. Can you spot the mistake? We'll give you a second.
All right, time's up. It should be stationery with an E for paper and pens. This is a great way to practice, by the way. Just grab real sentences from your day and check if you're using the right word.
You know, what really helps is paying attention to context. Like the way you talk to a friend at the coffee shop is just totally different from how you write to your boss. Same words, but they land really differently depending on the situation.
Yes. And picking up new words works way better if you see them used in real life, not just flashcards. One trick I like is keeping a little word journal. Every time you spot a word you're unsure about, or a new phrase, jot it down and check examples later. It turns random words into, like, actual memories, not just random facts.
Read stuff that isn't just textbooks, too. Like news articles, blogs, okay, even memes. The more you see a word, the more natural it feels. And rewriting sentences, it sounds like homework, but it makes a huge difference. Like, take your old text and flip the words around to try the right ones. That's what sticks.
If you want to speed things up, do quick language games or start chats and group messages. Just pick a word and try using it in different sentences with your friends. It's actually fun, promise. Okay, now let's talk about actually saying these words out loud. Because, sometimes you know what word to use, but then you say it and it just comes out wrong. Intonation and stress are huge.
Yeah, take the word record. It's record the noun, but record the verb. If you stress the wrong part in a sentence, it gets super confusing. And honestly, pronunciations trip me up too, like pronunciation. I used to say pronunciation.
We all do. One thing that really helps is recording yourself talking. Play it back and see if it sounds like what you hear from native speakers, or even just someone you trust. It's weird at first, but super helpful. I mean, you get used to your own voice eventually.
And comparing yourself to, say, podcasts, YouTube videos, even TV shows, see if your intonation matches. If you're not sure about a word, listen to 3 different people say it. There's almost always a consensus, and you'll catch the rhythm quicker that way.
Exactly. And hey, just keep going. No one gets it perfect every time. If you keep practicing, you'll hear yourself getting better. Plus, we'll have plenty more tips in future episodes. So Jason, ready to wrap?
Definitely. That's all for today's Easy English Talks. 20 tricky words, loads of examples, and a few embarrassing stories to make it real. Thanks for hanging out, Maya.
Thanks, Jason, and thanks to everyone listening. Practice a couple of these words this week, and you'll notice your confidence growing fast. Catch you next time.
See you all next episode. Bye, Maya.
Bye, Jason. And goodbye to everyone out there. Keep talking and keep learning.